Yo, how's it going, people? Hope everyone's healthy. Hope everyone's finishing the first quarter of 2025 strong, in good spirits, optimistic about the future, putting in the work we have to see the results. So today's video title, as you have seen, is The Black Sheep's Guide to Success and Why Late Bloomers Win. It's a bit of a personal one, this one. I know how it can be being a black sheep, doing different things, taking risks that other people, friends, family haven't, and they don't necessarily support to start with, or they don't see your vision. But that's the uniqueness of life, and that's the struggle path that we're taking, the lonely path to success. But it's a very rewarding one. I'm here to just give you guys some insightful thoughts on it, how to maneuver through that journey, and some things I've learned along the way. So the first thing I want to say is, being a black sheep is mad cool. You're very blessed, brother. It's like God has chosen you for this unique path, or almost like you've chosen it for yourself, because you know where you're gonna land in the end, and the trials and tribulations you go through at the start to make you become that person. It's like a character development ultimate road. If any of you guys are into anime, I don't watch too much anime, but there's one I've been taking in called Solo Leveling. It's really cool. It's this guy. He's the main character, and everybody else around him, the NPCs, and this character can actually level up. He's the only character that can do this, and he gets tasked daily to level up and become who he wants to be, and ultimately become the strongest. But he's the only person that sees life in this kind of perspective. So it's an interesting one. But being a black sheep is very unique, and it's a blessing, bro. I mean, you're not one to conform to these natural pathways or other people's peer pressures, man. I mean, it's about a feeling like you're on a completely different wavelength to other people. You know, the people you meant to know best. Maybe your family values stability and they want you to get a safe job, settle down, play it safe. But you're weirdly different. You're willing to take risks. You're willing to bet on yourself, even if it means going against the grain, even if it means short-term failure or what appears to be failure. And let me tell you, it's tough. It's a tough road. I'm not here to tell you it's easy. It will be tough, but here's the flip side. Those risks, that willingness to step out, is often what sets you up for something bigger. Success doesn't always come fast or easy, especially for those forging their own path. And that's where the idea of a late bloomer comes in. Let's dissect what a late bloomer is. So a late bloomer is essentially someone who doesn't hit the stride right away. Think of like a flower. It takes longer to open up. It takes longer to blossom. You have to water it. You have to maintain it, right environment, right nutrients. And then it can become the beautiful flower it was always meant to be. Think of the flower as your potential. If you're not giving your potential the things it needs to grow, it won't grow, it will die. And when we say die, it's essentially conforming to what the norm is. You might give up on your businesses, you might give up on what you truly want to do, your passions, and just become an average person doing a job you don't really like doing, or settling for less. And on this one life experience we have, I don't really believe in that. But a lot of people fall for the trap because of everyone else's direction and perception. This is why it's strong. You have to be very strong mentally to go through this path, bro. But it's the most rewarding ever. For example, you might see everyone else around you blooming in their 20s, landing the perfect job, finishing university, starting a family, getting the first home, ticking all the boxes, whilst you're still figuring it out. You're still planting the seeds. But when you finally bloom, it's powerful, it's unique, it's worth the wait. It's a different sort of impact. An example of a late bloomer, or some well-known late bloomers that we all know, could be J.K. Rowling, the author. She was a single mom, struggling before the Harry Potter book series took off in her 30s. Or Stan Lee, the person who created the Marvel Universe. He didn't create that until he was in his 40s. And look at it now. That's one of the biggest franchises in entertainment history. These people didn't follow the normal timeline, and they probably felt like the black sheep too. They probably were so close to giving up and just conforming, doing what everyone else wanted them to do, doing what their own doubt in their mind was telling them to do. We all get it sometimes. I want to give up. I wish I had that 9 to 5 job right now, man. That bread and butter, that guaranteed income. But bro, it's unfulfilling. You have to do what fulfills you in this timeline. You'll get the most out of it, and you'll leave the biggest mark for others, which is a greater purpose. These examples I gave you, They stayed down and they bloomed later. That's something that, it's something I live by. Stay down till you're up, whether it's financially, physically, whatever. If you're very frail and you're eating shit and you're not in the gym, stay down till you're up. Start eating healthy. Learn to cook. It's simple. We have the internet. The world's our oyster now. It's not like the 80s, the 70s where our parents, they didn't have access to the information we have. We have no excuse in this day and age. We can look up how to cook quick meals for cheap that are healthy. We can get in the gym, or we can go do calisthenics, a home workout for free, and work on our physicality, work on our health day in, day out. And it'll come later, it'll bloom later. But the financial side of being a black sheep, it may take longer than a year's body transformation like the gym one I just gave you. So I'm here to tell you, just stay down until you come up, and trust in your process, trust in your plan, trust in your intuition. Because being a black sheep, it's something that's in you. It's a spirit that's inside of you that's just saying, I cannot settle for this. I want more. I know I can do more. I know I can be great. I want to be great. And then if you do less than that, you might feel like shit. Like, you might think, what is my purpose? Because deep inside, you know you could do a lot more. Your potential is a lot more. And a lot of people fall for that gimmick. A lot of people will have high-paying jobs, but they're just not fulfilled. And it's not even all about the money. It's about doing what fulfills you. I'll say it time and time again. Monetary gain or financials, in a nutshell, to me, it isn't the be-all or end-all. I know some people with standard jobs that can live their lives, pay for what their family needs are, their personal needs are, and they're happy because they enjoy their job. But if you don't enjoy your job and you're getting shit pay or average pay, who would be happy? You know what I'm saying? So it's something to think about. Being a black sheep, we all know how it feels. I'd assume so anyway if you're on this video. Feeling misunderstood at first. The black sheep takes the road travelled less, and the late bloomer takes their time getting there. You know, it's like the old tale that we all know, the tortoise and the hare. Is it the tortoise and the hare? I'm pretty sure it is, but yeah, like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. That's something else that I always say. Because I'm trying to be intentional with this thing, man. I'm trying to plan out and stick to the plan. You can't plan little by little for the long term and then not execute, because then you're digging yourself a big hole, my friend. Then the late bloom will never happen if you're not setting yourself up. So I don't want you to just think this is a thing where you can just keep doing the same old shit and later down the road you'll bloom. No, you have to put in the work over time. You're probably going to have to fail time and time again, but you'll get to the end of the road. You will get to the destination if you trust in your path and you're constantly plucking away at it. You're constantly making up ground. I want to touch on loneliness for a sec. When your family or friends don't support your choices, it stings, man. It can really hurt. Like, you might even close down naturally. That's something that I did. I didn't even want to open up about things and new angles, new things I was trying, new businesses, new skills I was learning, because it was always like, there's an expectation here. How long is that thing gonna take? Or how long are you gonna trust this business to blow up before you come and get a 9 to 5? You know what I'm saying? I didn't want those extra pressures because it would throw me off. I knew I just had to stick to my path and keep doing it, and it'll have you second guessing, like, am I crazy for doing this? But the truth is, the road to success is a solo hike, my friend. At least for a while, until results start to show, and then the supporters will show. And don't blame them, don't blame anyone for this, because it's just human psychology. At the end of the day, they probably think it's best for you to settle and to have that guaranteed bread and butter coming in from a 9 to 5 rather than 3 years of no money and then all of a sudden you make it like that. That's what it seems to the outside. It's like that iceberg effect. They don't see the work that's put in underneath. They don't see the emotional hurt, the everyday struggle. You know what I'm saying? The people you don't have to lean on. But then on the other side of things, when the success comes, it's like it's overnight, because you've been doing the behind the scenes work. You've been traveling down this road for so long on your own. No witnesses apart from God. And we have to thank God, because God has perfectly aligned this path for us. He is the perfect architect. But back to the topic at hand, just switching it over to an overall perspective rather than just financials. The beautiful part of being a late bloomer is that it surprises everyone. One day, the same people who doubted you might turn around and say, wow, you really did it. That business you started is thriving. That dream you chased is real. You bloom later, but you bloom brighter. And suddenly being the black sheep doesn't feel so lonely anymore. It feels like a badge of honor. I withstood all the terrain, all them obstacles, all that bad weather, all the doubters. So if you're out here feeling like the odd one out, taking risks your loved ones don't understand, I want you to hear this. You're not alone in feeling alone, bro. Keep going. Stay intentional. The road might be long, and yeah, it might be lonely also, but it's your own. And when you bloom, because you will, it's going to be something extraordinary. Thanks for hanging out with me today, man. If this hit home for you, if you resonated, drop a comment. I'd love to hear your stories. I'd love to hear how you deal with these obstacles of being a black sheep and going against the grain. And yeah, man, hit the like button. Yeah, thanks for taking the time with me today, guys, man. It's been Showways. I'll see you in the next one.